Hello again, everyone. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it Watch Price Action because I think that's going to be absolutely key, absolutely critical over the next week or two to tell us which way we are going. We've got a couple of different scenarios, and depending on what the prices do here, the price action, is going to tell us which way is the path forward. So let's start off. We're going to take a look at the Nasdaq 100. Today, and we'll look at the daily, weekly views. We'll look at the VIX. We'll check in on oil, looking at United States 12-month oil, look at the Gold ETF, GLD. Let's look at silver, and then we'll check in with the DAX over and see what's happening in Germany. All right, let's start off here with the Nasdaq 100. It was up 1.05 on Friday, just a slight little move in here. Really, when you look at what happened Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I mean, it really just went sideways. Just not a whole lot of movement. A lot of pre-holiday type movement, by the way. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody who's celebrating it here in the United States. It feels good, doesn't it, to have some semblance of getting it back to normal. So we'll see if we can continue to build on that. That would be wonderful. So for the week, the Nasdaq 100 was up almost 7 points. So we're back above the 10-week moving average. You know, we had that 4-week decline, then we all just slightly up last week, and then we got a little more positive movement here for the week. A lot of that occurred really on Monday. Now, this market has had every opportunity to fall out of bed. And I'll tell you, that is my one caution that I've got in here. Is, you know, we've got an Elliott wave picture, just like we talked about on the S&P last week. And, you know, I know a lot of folks are like looking at it going, well, wow, it didn't collapse. It didn't come out. Well, you know, we were looking for it to start to sell off. No, it pushed a little bit higher this last week, but it didn't invalidate the wave count that we've got, just like we've got right here on the Nasdaq 100. Let me kind of clear this out a little bit. Zoom in. This picture is the same thing. We've got a 1 down, 2 back up, and then looking for a third wave to come back down. But we need the prices to start to move to the downside for this to happen. Now, in the Dow and the S&P, this wave 2 is a lot closer to, you know, it has bounced back a lot stronger, I guess I should say, than what's happened here on the Nasdaq 100. So the invalidation point on the Dow and the S&P is going to be the highs that we have. If we take out those highs, there's no way we can be in a downtrending type of scenario right now, at least short term anyway. So it's rather interesting. I mean, the Nasdaq 100, where's the closing high? Back over here on April 16th. So we've been, you know, we haven't had a higher close since April 16th. The Russell 2000 was mid-March. The Dow and the S&P was early May. So again, we're at that point, and what am I watching in terms of the price action? Why am I so focused on that? If we start to get prices coming back down below this blue line, the 10-day moving average, just like what happened right here, okay? A couple of days in a row of that starting to happen, you're going to be on high alert that the breakdown is continuing. But if we continue to push, like right up in here, we continue to push higher and take out this high, then this wave structure, this wave count we've got in here is going to be invalidated, and we're going to move to a much stronger. The alternate count that I've got that I talk about with my members is that there's an alternate count that's a little stronger bullish picture if we take out this high. You cannot continue to count this kind of 5-wave move down if we take out the high. So right now, that's why I look back and I say the price action is absolutely critical in terms of what we do. Do we stay trending and pushing higher, or do we come down and roll on over? So what is the VIX doing with all of this type of volatility that's going on? It's continued to go into the floor here, through the floor actually. Came down. I actually thought we were going to get the lowest close of the year, and then it turned around on Friday. So the close, 1676, is actually up to 2/100ths of a point here on Friday. But, you know, it's really, really hard to tell. Over the last couple of months, every time you think, well, okay, now we're dead, it's not going anywhere, look what it does. Okay, you look at this closing low, and then boom, come back down real hard, and then boom, you pop it. So it's really we're keeping an eye on this. We're watching the volatility, watching for this also if this starts to turn and close back above the 10-day moving average. Okay, so that's just one indicator that we look at. We look at a whole bunch of them. Let's check in and see what's going on with oil. All right, USL right now, it's trending above the 10-day moving average. It's moving up. It was down a little bit on Friday, but here is the Elliott wave picture that I've got. I think we're in a fifth minor wave up from, let me zoom back out a little bit, from the low back over here in April of last year. I think we're in a fifth wave up, and that fourth wave concluded in here. Why the red line? The red line is because we were getting some a pullback in here, and I said if we go below that red line, then this bullish count right now was invalidated in terms of what was going on, but it held and it keeps pushing. So right, I am looking for this to keep pushing up in a third wave within the fifth wave, the third minute wave. So that is where we're looking on the this is United States 12-month oil. Okay, what I like about it, it's very low volume in here. The 50-day moving average. Let me see if I've got a 20-day moving average. It's only 129,000 shares traded, but it does reflect the price action of oil very well. So that is a nice picture in here. Let's take a look at gold, GLD. I want to go to this scenario right here, the bullish scenario. And, this has broken this trend line coming down from this high that occurred in August of last year. And, right, it looks to me like it wants to continue to move and extend higher. I'm actually looking for a 5-wave picture to conclude for this first wave and then get a wave 2 pullback. It may be, depending on where we end in here, I'm looking for a little fourth wave actually. And we'll see if we get that or not. And, once we get this 5-wave move finished, I'm looking for a pullback probably to this trend line. I'll extend that on down. And when I look at silver, it's doing something similar. Very, bullish price action overall. Okay, and we're looking at this to move higher. We were in this, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and we actually were long and then got stopped out with a small profit just because of the way it pulled back in here. And what has it done? It's done a little wave forward, just sideways consolidation. And again, doing the same thing. I'm looking for this wave 1 to complete, then we'll get a pullback and push higher. Now, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this fifth little wave in here take out this high. And if we take out this high, the February high, I think that's pretty much a nail in the coffin of the bear scenario, of any kind of bear scenario, because it's hard for the bears to have a bear scenario if we take out that high. All right, so that's the picture there with SLV. Let's take a look at the DAX. Let me pull that up. Okay, here's the weekly view of the DAX, and it was up 82 points for this last week, but look at the type of price action on this weekly view. Little doji candles here over the last 3 weeks and just slightly edging up. We're getting bearish divergence here on the RSI right now. Now, we haven't come back down yet, so it's hard to tell whether this is truly a peak or is it going to keep pushing higher and the divergence goes away. That's always possible. But need to be on alert here because, I'm calling this scenario a large flat, an A, B, C type of deal. And within this B wave, this is a big WXY zigzag, a complex zigzag move. And within the Y, we have another zigzag, a WXY, okay? And so right now, we're very close to finishing that Y wave, and we may have already finished it with a nice little 5-wave move that we've got in here. I'm looking at B versus A. Here's 138% of B versus A. That's typically, if we were to push above that, then I start to have my doubts that we're truly in a B wave. But right now, this is what it looks like to me. So given we got this, given that we're hanging with our indices, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what plays out. You know, this divergence has played out several times recently with the DAX on the weekly view. Okay, so we need to be on alert. Not every time did we get this kind of falling out of bed, but we've had some pretty dramatic setups. So you definitely need to pay attention to this. See if we hold and push higher, or do we roll over and start to break down. Okay, that is the video for this weekend. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that little subscriber button in there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you'd like more of this kind of information, we talk about all of this every day. Head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website, check out the membership. Everyone have a great rest of the weekend. The market is closed in the United States on Monday, and we'll get back at it on Tuesday.